Good morning, everyone. How are you doing? I've been waiting for a long time to welcome you to the University of Cincinnati. We're going to have a fantastic year. And it's going to start tonight, actually starting now, but tonight at 10:30. You all need to show up at Sigma Commons because we're going to, for the first time, have a fireworks display to properly welcome you to this university. Hope you're going to come to that, and a foam party after that. So thank you, Michael. Thank you to the faculty chair, Dr. Miller, to Christina Kirsten, our student orientation leaders. Let's give them a round of applause. And our Bearcat bands, under direction of Dr. Taryn Friends. If you open up the Cincinnati Magazine, there's a beautiful picture of you, Doc. You've been here for 21 years, and the band, which, by the way, the UC band is damn good, excuse me, really brings a lot to this university and makes it the hashtag the hottest college in America. And the other thing about that is you guys, and I can't wait to see you getting involved in classes and then also in the 400 clubs that we have organized for you so you can realize your dreams. Good morning and welcome to the new students of the University of Cincinnati and to your families. Let's hear a round of applause to the families. This morning, we celebrate a rite of passage that represents our one chance as a university to collectively, from this stage to you, to rejoice in your entrance into the University of Cincinnati community and into the community of higher education. Not that I want to put pressure on you or anything. After all, you haven't even started classes yet. Thanks for showing up so early. But today, we do not just applaud your arrival. This morning, our assembly in this arena also looks ahead to the outcome we envision for you in 4 or 5 years at this very same spot, commencement or graduation. In 2017 or 2018, depending upon whether or not you're going to be participating in co-op, we want you to graduate and to walk across the stage and shake my hand to receive your degree. And I know the parents up there are looking forward to that day as well. That's why we're going to give you these wristbands that I hope you'll wear and keep with you during that 4 or 5 year journey. And the wristbands say, graduation is my goal. Every step you take from now until your graduation should focus on that singular objective, graduating and getting your degree. This year, you're starting off the new academic year by already making history. You are the largest and one of the most academic qualified incoming first-year classes in the history of this great university, not just on the Uptown campus, but at the university overall. Let's hear it for them. On this campus and in other campuses, there are 6,400 entering students. You are part of the total enrollment that is our historic high, reaching over 43,000 Bearcats, higher ever than the record we set in 2011. This year, we're also breaking a record on the number of undergraduates who came to us from around the globe. Joining our UC family are more than 1,000 undergraduates from 46 different nations. UC is definitely Cincinnati's global university. All of you, no matter where you are from, have new options available to you on our world-renowned campus with the #1 campus recreation center. We are now 100% wireless, including many of our green spaces. Our beautifully transformed residential high-rise, Morgan's Hall, has reopened and shines bright like a diamond on our eastern horizon. And our Nippert Stadium will shine bright like a diamond too in the not-too-distant future. The University Square development off campus along Calhoun and McMillan has more shops and restaurants open every week. It's an investment of nearly $80 million. Along with apartments, this project also has plenty of garage space, as well as new offices and classrooms, many of them that are going to be serving you and where you will actually be performing work and scholarship. And this year, we have another first, one that all of you are experiencing yourselves as UC freshmen. Your class marks the beginning of a new common reading project that UC has instituted across all of the colleges. It was kicked off at the summer orientation and was something that I pushed for when I was provost of the university. You received a copy of the book called Justice by Michael J. Sandel. We asked you to read it this summer, and during the upcoming year, we will host additional activities in our classrooms and events, both in and out of the classroom, that tie into that text that you read, and thank you so much for doing homework during the summer. Based on a very popular course that Professor Sandel teaches at Harvard, it has also been produced as a series for the PBS television network. On top of all the other reading assignments that you will have as freshmen, as upperclassmen in the upcoming months, you may be asking yourselves, why would Santa ask me to read a book during the summertime? Sorry, guys. And why couldn't he have chosen something like Twilight or The Vampire Diaries instead? As Dr. Sandel explains in Chapter 2, perhaps we should have picked one of those if we wanted to be utilitarian and to maximize happiness for the highest number of students. But we want you to learn. The reason why we ask you to read Justice lies in something that I would describe as the purpose of a higher education, the purpose of coming to the University of Cincinnati. For one thing, your chances of marching in graduation in 4 or 5 years greatly increase if you feel a strong sense of community and an identity as part of this UC family. Our common reading project begins to build that sense of connection, regardless of what college you are in, by giving you the shared experience during the summer and the beginning of your academic journey. And it will continue with the discussions and other activities that the university and your professors will be planning. Another reason we have created a common reading program is that we want to introduce you to the core principles that our university were founded upon. Later in the ceremony today, you will hear about the Bearcat Bond. First introduced at Convocation last year, it's a voluntary pledge to work at the highest levels of personal and academic honesty and to aspire to continuously better oneself. And that's why you're here, to better yourself. Also in our ceremony, you will see your Just Community banner, a highly visible symbol of our university's commitment to promote justice, respect for each other, to embrace freedom and openness, to practice civility, to pursue learning and scholarship for learning's sake, to seek integrity in all that you do, and to strive for excellence. By reading the book Justice, you can see how closely it ties into these just community principles. The book explores the themes that have been examined throughout our history as a nation in all of the different halls of academia. And they continue to be examined as we grapple with issues in our own times, in everyday lives. Most important of all, the reason we have asked you to read Justice is that we want you to think profoundly about your role in society. Honey Boo Boo, watching videos on lolcats.com, along with Candy Crush, can be riveting, and occasionally I'll even look at those sites. They have their place, but you're here to go to school. And there's so much more to the world than your cell phone. Differing ideas and viewpoints to weigh and to understand, challenges that require deep thought, and complex problems in the world that look to you eventually for solutions as our future leaders of this nation. As students in this great university, we will ask you to reflect, to question, to listen, to ponder, to think with impartiality, to analyze and dissect, to argue and to dispute, and to reason with integrity and honesty. I went to the honors retreat just the other day, and a freshman asked me earlier this week what I think is the most profound question that should be on your minds today. He said, "Dr. Ono, what is the aim of a University of Cincinnati education?" And this was my response: that beyond the mastery of facts, of any particular body of knowledge, my hope for you is that you will develop critical thinking skills that help you ask the right questions and empower you to innovate in whatever career you choose. These are the skills, critical thinking skills, multiple dimensional perspectives that you will need not just here in college, but for the rest of your lives, to innovate, to lead, create, and address the conundrums that face our society and our planet. What I like about the book that you've read, that we selected for you this summer, is it gives you an overview of the so many different philosophies that underpin our society's approach to making decisions about what is fair and what is just. And your professors behind me are at the cutting edge of scholarship and inquiry in almost all endeavors of human investigation. Dr. Sandel covers, as you know, the major thought leaders who continue to influence how our society operates. My favorite one is Jeremy Bentham, because he was a professor and founder of University College London, a faculty that I was part of about 7 years ago. He put forward the philosophy of utilitarianism that you read about in the book. The book talked about the libertarian ideals of minimal government. I think there's some who would like to see minimal government in this day and age. And Immanuel Kant's concept of justice tied closely to freedom, morality, and reason. We want you to embrace that, morality and reason in everything that you do. John Rawls' rationale that we live under a hypothetical contract that we would all agree to if each of us had no idea what our circumstances would be and that we were born into. A contract for society based on what's best for society, not for each of us individually. And how about Aristotle? His reasoning that justice is tied to purpose and virtue. And finally, that justice involves cultivating virtue and reasoning about the common good of all of us, not just ourselves. All of these and the other concepts that Dr. Sandel covers help to explain the different views that lie beneath the surface of almost every political debate or question of fairness that we're grappling with in this country and on this planet. These will equip you to be great leaders in the future. In an age of instantaneous interaction around the globe with wireless access to the internet and Instagrams, Twitter, and Facebook, I'm guilty of it, you know that. Not to mention search engines that bring up thousands of links in one instant. There's a temptation to think that this kind of access equates to knowledge and understanding. Actually not. It's very passive. And I've already interacted with about half of you, I think, through social media, and I've loved it. And you know that I know that these are amazing tools that we are fortunate to have at our disposal. Otherwise, I wouldn't be able to interact with thousands of people instantaneously in real time, and I love it. But I want to give you one warning. Don't let your cell phone or iPad replace relationship building with your professors and your fellow students. You all know I love this iPhone here, but this iPhone is a machine. It will last for only 3 years in my life. Look to your right, look to your left, look behind me to your esteemed faculty. Your fellow students will become lifelong friends, and your faculty, lifelong mentors. They're 1,000,000 times more important than your cell phone. And I hope that by developing your critical thinking skills here at the University of Cincinnati, you will discover that knowledge requires a deeper understanding than mere facts and information. It requires that interpersonal relationship. It requires discussion, debate, sometimes heated, but it's okay because that's how you learn. Even a single tweet of 140 characters or less often links to something longer with a deeper dive into the subject. And I hope you'll read my tweets, go back to your dormitories, disagree with what I say, disagree with each other, but in that process, become friends with your fellow students and to bond with your professors through true interpersonal relationships. As useful as our information highway can be, it still requires that you will be able to judge what information out there is valid and reliable from that which is misleading or false. You all know the large percentage of what's out there in cyberspace is not correct. At the same time, niches can develop where the information that you find or are fed already reinforces your pre-existing point of view. So if you do not make an effort to recognize it, it can fuel polarization with you and others, searching out only those ideas and opinions that echo their own or your own, rather than challenging them with new ideas and new perspectives, which I say is one of the main reasons to be on a terrestrial campus and not to learn only through MOOCs. My point is that even in the age where vast amounts of information are accessible to you in a flash, it remains essential that you talk to each other, that you be able to think, to question, to weigh different points of view, not just a view that is currently in your mind at this moment. These are the skills we hope to be able to nurture in you during your time at UC. And while the speed of our information age can mislead us into believing that answers can be found in one click of a button, true knowledge takes much more time. True knowledge takes failure. True knowledge takes work. Resolving the thorny issues of our day and of your future will take more than a click of a button on your cell phone. Deep thinking takes a lot of time, and we have great faculty to work with you, to help you with your mental gymnastics so that you will be able to learn and to give back to communities. It was Albert Einstein who said, "I think and think for months and years. 99 times my answers and my conclusions are false. It's only the 100th time that I am right." I wish you have a great year, and your experience here will engender in you an appreciation for and a genuine respect for others and of different points of view, so that you can become a truly great thinker as well as a true servant leader who will help make the world a better place for those who will follow you. That is the aim of a University of Cincinnati education. Welcome again to all of you. The Bearcat Nation takes pride in your arrival. And with us to help welcome you this afternoon are the members of our UC Board of Trustees. Please hold your applause until all of them have been recognized. Will our trustees please stand? C. Francis Barrett, our chairman. Thomas Humes, Vice Chair. Geraldine Warner. Let's please welcome the members of the Board of Trustees.